Namaskar. So, in last video, we discussed what is PLC, definition of PLC, some major components of PLCs. All of you know the inputs are there, output is there, and the processing is done by PLCs. So, push buttons are examples of input, then motors and lamps and several actuators are examples of output. So, in PLCs, these are some input devices: push button, limit switch, thumb wheel, then lever, then flow. So these are input devices, and then output devices are motor, solenoid, lead displays, and heater coils and lamps. These are output devices. So let us take one example of Allen Bradley 1746 IA16 switch. So the input model. So here you can see the connection L1 and L2. So it is denoted by ladder programming. So you can see the vertical two lines. So I stands for input, 2 stands for module slot in a rack, then 0 stands for module terminal. So the address is I:2.0/0. This is a address of that particular ladder program. Then one more example, it is a output model wiring. So field wiring. So the output is motor, solenoids, valves, lamps or buzzers. So you can see the contactor 0 and 0:4. So let us discuss how to write a ladder programs, how to denote all these things. So we will discuss step by step in this lecture, and next video we will study the ladder programming also. So let us first introduce or discuss the discrete input. A discrete input, all of you know the continuous and discrete. Discrete on off 0 1, this binary type of inputs. A discrete input, also referred as digital input, is an input that is either on or off, are connected to the PLC digital input. So in on condition it is referred to as a logic 1 or a logic high, and in off condition may be referred to as a logic 0 or logic low. So normally open push button is shown here. So first is open push button and normally closed push button, then normally open switch, then normally close switch, and then fifth is normally open contact, and sixth is normally closed contact. So these are some different types of push button conditions. So here logic 0, that is normally open. So PLC input model, it is open, and the second one is off logic 1, that is it is a closed one, means it can pass the signals. So analog inputs. So we discussed discrete inputs, on or off positions. Now we will discuss analog inputs. An analog input is an input signal that has a continuous signal. Typical inputs may vary from 0 to 20 milliampere, 4 to 20 milliampere, or 0 to 10 volt. So below, a level transmitter monitors the level of liquid in the tank. So depending on the level of tank, the signal to the PLC can either increase or decrease as the level increases or decreases. So it depends upon the input, and it is continuous one. It is not a on off. It is a analog type input. Then digital output. So output Discrete output is either on or off condition. Solenoids, contactors, coils, lamps are example of devices connected to the discrete or digital output. So below, the lamp can turn off or on or off by PLC output, and it is connected to. Okay, so this is an example of digital output. Then analog output. Analog output is not on or off, but it is a supply of air, quantity, discharge, the flow, velocities. So it is a analog output. An analog output is an output signal that has continuous signal. Typically outputs may vary from 0 to 20 milliampere and 4 to 20 milliampere or 0 to 10 volt, and it varies, but there is a continuous output. So that's why it is called analog output, the supply of air or pneumatic control valves. Then processor module contains a PLC's microprocessor, its supporting circuitry and its memory system. So the main function of the microprocessor is to analyze the data coming from field sensors through input modules, makes decisions based on the user's definition control program, and return signal back through output modules to field devices. The field sensors like switches, flow, level, pressure, temperature and transmitter sensors are used. Then field output devices are motors, valves, solenoids, lamps or audible devices are used. The memory system in the processor module has two parts. First is a system memory and second is application memory. So this is about the processor of PLC. Okay, it has main function of microprocessor is to analyze. It consists of microprocessor and memory system and supporting circuitries. Okay, is it clear? Processor consists of microprocessor, supporting circuitries and memory systems. Function of microprocessor is to analyze the data coming from the field sensors through input models and make decision based on the user's defined control program and return signal back to the output models to the field devices. And memory systems are system memory and application memory, similar to computer. So here you can see the basic structure of PLC. CPU is there, input model is there, output models are there, the field control input element process machines are there, and power supply is there. So this is the basic structure of PLC. And the process starts as input scan, self-test, and communication and output scan. Okay, this is the operating principle. We will discuss one by one the basic function of typical PLC. So PLC read all fields input devices via input interfaces, execute the user program stored in application memory, and then based on whatever control scheme has been programmed by the user, turn the field output devices on or off or perform whatever control is necessary for the process applications. This process of sequentially reading in the inputs, executing the program in memory and uploading the outputs is known as scanning. See, while the PLC is running, the scanning process includes the following 4 phases, which are repeated continuously as individual cycles of operations. So read, inputs, scan, then program execution, then third phase is diagnostic command, and then fourth is output scan. So the PLC is running and the scanning process includes these 4 phases and repeatedly it continues. So first is input status scan. A PLC scan cycle begins with the CPU reading the status of its input. Then the second application program is executed using the status of the input. Then third phase is once the program is executed, the CPU performs diagnostics and communication tasks. And the fourth phase is an output status scan. An output status scan is then performed whereby the stored output values are sent to actuators and other field output devices. The cycle ends by updating the output. As soon as the phase 4 are completed, the entire cycle begins again with phase 1 input scan. The time it takes to implement a scan cycle is called scan time. The scan time composed of the program scan time, which is the time required for solving the control program, and the input output update time, or time required to read inputs and update outputs. The program scan time generally depends on the amount of memory taken by the control program and the type of instructions used in the program. The time to make the signal scan can vary from 1 milliseconds to 100 milliseconds. Let us discuss the PLC communications. The common use of PLC communication ports, that is a changing resistance PLC programs, uploading, downloading from a supervisory control, that is laptop or desktop computers, then forcing input or output points and memory elements from a remote terminal, then linking a PLC into a control hierarchy containing several sizes of PLC and computer, and then monitoring data and alarms, etc. via printers or operator interface units. So these are some common use of PLC communication ports. Serial communication is so PLC communication facilitates, normally provides serial transmission of information. So common standards, that is RS-232, used in short distance computer communication with the majority of computer hardware and peripherals. It has maximum effective distance of approximately 30 meter to at 9600 baud. So the local area network provides a physical link between all devices, plus providing overall data exchange, management or protocols, ensuring that each device can talk to other machines and understand data received from them. So LANs provide the common high-speed data communication bus, which interconnects any or all devices within the local area. LANs are commonly used in business applications to allow several users to share costly software packages and peripheral equipments such as printers and hard disk storage. So in PLC communication, so RS-422 and RS-485 used for longer distance links, so often between several PCs in a distributed systems. So RS-485 can have maximum distance of about 100 meters. So here some PLCs, programmable controllers and their network. So dedicated network systems of different manufacturers is given. So for Allen Bradley type PLC, the data highway network is used. For Gold Modicon, so Modbus network is used. Generic Electric, so generic electric net factory LAN is used. The Mitsubishi, so Molesrec net is used. Then Square D, the SY net is used. And Texas Instruments, so TIWay is used. Okay, so these are some dedicated networks for dedicated manufacturers of PLC. There are some specifications also required. The several factors are used for evaluating the quality and performance of programmable controllers when selecting a unit for a particular application. So what are the specifications? So number of input output port. So this specifies the number of input output devices that can be connected to the controller. So these should be sufficient input output ports. There should be sufficient input output ports to meet present requirements with enough space to provide for moderate future expansion. Okay, so this is about some hardware, some specifications, some communication related to PLCs. Now in next lecture we'll discuss the programming. So PLC is a software driven equipment like computer. So working of PLC is decided by user through program. So depending on process requirement, programming is preferred. Programming means, all of you know, the set of instructions in proper syntax, so which is read and execute by that particular processor. The CPU sequentially read the instructions and operates control elements based on input signals and program instructions. Then programming can be done online or offline. So normally programming, change in program is done in memory of programming unit, and then simply this change is loaded in CPU memory of PLCs. So details of PLC programming and the details and basics of ladder logic programming, so we will discuss in next video. Till then, thank you very much.